In a year characterized by the exceptional enthusiasm brought by W superstar Caitlin Clark, who has significantly elevated the sport's profile, she has shifted her focus towards the NBA, confronting a drastic decline in viewership. Reports illustrate that NBA ratings have declined by 28% on ESPN, while a report from the Washington Post underscores an overall reduction of 18% in comparison to the same period last season. This considerable decrease has attracted the attention of officials within the NBA Commissioner's office situated in New York. Clark, who has emerged as a prominent figure for the Indiana Fever, articulated her perspective on this matter during a recent appearance on Jason and Travis Kelce's podcast, New Heights. "I have engaged in discussions with various individuals regarding this ratings downturn and am seeking to comprehend the underlying factors contributing to it," Clark stated. Notably, the NBA's opening day this season represented one of the most successful in recent years. As she delved further, Clark suggested that the average basketball fan might not fully recognize the extraordinary talent present. "I believe that the average basketball aficionado underestimates the effort that NBA players exert on the court. It may seem as though they are not fully committed, but I assure you, they are. Their abilities merely create an illusion of ease," she elucidated. In addressing what she perceives as contributing elements to the troubling decline in ratings, Clark mentioned the changing physicality of the game. "The league's physicality has undergone considerable transformation over the years. Although I have not experienced the era of more robust play directly, it appears that fans may be seeking a greater level of toughness. Many seem to believe the game has become softer. Yet, I think this reflects the advancement of skill within the sport." At merely 22 years of age, the 2022 Rookie of the Year emphasized that the NBA is currently contending with fierce competition from football, which dominates in America in terms of viewership figures, merchandise sales, and attendance. Identifying the precise causes of the ratings decline is complicated, particularly with the ongoing football season. "One must consider that football is simply America's pastime," Clark elaborated. When Travis Kelce humorously suggested the introduction of a 4-point line to rejuvenate interest in the NBA, Clark's enthusiasm was unmistakable. "I'm fully in favor of that. Let's make it a reality." Adam Silver, what is your stance on implementing a 4-point line? Clark beamed, underscoring her strong interest in innovative modifications to the game. This decline poses significant ramifications for the Indiana Fever standing within the league, as, despite demonstrating notable improvement this season with a .500 record following a 100-81 victory over the Sky in a prior match, they now find themselves in a more vulnerable position as the playoffs draw near. The competition between Clark and Reese, both rookies making significant impressions in their inaugural seasons, has been a central theme of the WNBA season. Their personal confrontations on the court have attracted considerable attention, elevating the profile of women's basketball and contributing to heightened viewership and attendance. Notwithstanding the Fever's defeat, Clark's performance remains a standout aspect for the team. Her leadership and scoring proficiency have been pivotal in the Fever's revitalization this season. Nevertheless, the close loss against the Sky underscores the obstacles that the team must navigate to secure a playoff berth. For the Chicago Sky, the victory enhances their standings and reflects the influence of Reese, whose contributions have been essential in closely contested matches. Furthermore, this win bolsters the franchise's worth, with the Sky recently recognized as one of the most valuable teams in the WNBA, showcasing the increasing commercial success of the league. The performances of Clark and Reese will continue to be scrutinized, not only for their individual achievements but also for their impact on the fortunes of their respective teams within the competitive framework of the WNBA. Her Rookie of the Year candidacy with the Indiana Fever witnessed several records being broken and viewership figures soaring. Thanks to her remarkable displays on the basketball court, Clark was honored as Time magazine's Athlete of the Year in December. This prestigious acknowledgement is awarded by the long-established New York-based publication to the athlete who has made the most significant impact on their sport. Considering both their public profile and professional accomplishments, it is reasonable to assert that Clark has received considerable attention over the past year. However, it is unlikely that fame will perturb her. In fact, the Fever star has been in the limelight from a very young age, garnering national recognition during her tenure with the Iowa Hawkeyes, where she consistently excelled in her college performances. Iowa was not the sole institution vying for her talent. In a conversation with the New Heights podcast, Clark disclosed that she was receiving offers from NCAA Division I basketball programs even prior to entering high school. Fortunately, her parents devised a clever strategy to maintain her grounded amidst the attention. "It's honestly sad, where college recruitment has gone, it's just insane," Clark expressed to the Kelce brothers. I was fortunate. My parents instructed my older brother to collect the mail, as they did not want me to see that. They aimed for me to simply be in 7th grade, enjoying middle school and spending time with my friends. There should be no need to stress about where you will attend college. Clark elaborated that her parents also played an essential role in preventing basketball from exhausting her at a young age by restricting the frequency of her daily play. Basketball star Caitlin Clark has shared insights into her mother's perspective regarding her achievements. The Indiana Fever athlete shared her experiences during an episode of the New Heights podcast on Thursday, co-hosted by Jason and Travis Kelce. Clark discussed her upbringing and the development of her basketball career, starting from the time she was approached by colleges at the age of 13, to her recent recognition as Time Magazine's 2024 Athlete of the Year. Upon introducing Clark, the Kelce brothers expressed their belief that they may have overlooked one of the Rookie of the Year's numerous achievements, to which she humorously suggested that they might have fabricated some. Travis initiated the conversation by inquiring which accomplishment the former University of Iowa athlete deemed most significant. She responded by referencing what she anticipated her mother would consider important. "I'd provide the answer my mother would likely suggest, probably academic All-American. She was proud of my academic performance in college," she articulated to the podcast hosts. The Academic All-American program specifically acknowledges college athletes who excel both in their sports and academics, as evidenced by their grades. To qualify for this accolade, a student must maintain a GPA exceeding 3.50 on a 4.0 scale and must participate in a designated percentage of games. In April 2024, Clark was honored as the 2023-24 Academic All-America Team Member of the Year, achieving a GPA of 3.64. Additionally, she had received the same award the previous year, making her the 7th individual to attain this distinction in consecutive seasons. While her mother may prioritize Clark's academic distinctions, Clark herself acknowledged that she values all her accolades in their own right. "They're all impressive, but they don't really hold great significance," she remarked. "It kind of comes with the territory. It accompanies the enjoyment." Nonetheless, the WNBA player underscored that the Time article about her particularly resonated. "I think being named Time Athlete of the Year was remarkable, especially considering the roster of athletes who have held that title before me, many of whom I admired during my upbringing," Clark noted, adding that LeBron James is the only other basketball player to receive this honor. "There haven't been many women on the cover, making it quite special for women's sports," she reflected. Alongside Clark's acknowledgement from Time, she was also awarded Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press at the close of December 2024. The accolade was decided by a vote among 74 sports journalists affiliated with the Associated Press, in which Clark garnered 35 votes, Olympic gymnast Simone Biles secured second place with 25 votes, and boxer Emaine Calif ranked third with 4 votes. Basketball star Caitlin Clark has expressed her insights regarding her mother's sentiments towards her achievements. The Indiana Fever athlete disclosed various aspects of her life in an episode of the New Heights podcast on Thursday, co-hosted by Jason and Travis Kelce. Clark discussed her upbringing and the development of her basketball career, beginning from her initial contact with colleges at the tender age of 13 to her recent recognition as Time Magazine's 2024 Athlete of the Year. Following the introduction by the Kelce brothers, they expressed uncertainty about whether they had overlooked mentioning one of the Rookie of the Year's numerous achievements, to which she humorously suggested that the brothers might have fabricated some. Travis inquired about which accomplishment she regarded as the most significant. Clark referenced what she believed her mother would appreciate. "I'd say the response my mom would likely give, probably academic All-American. She took pride in my academic performance in college," she conveyed to the podcast hosts. The Academic All-American designation is aimed at college athletes who excel in both their athletic pursuits and academic endeavors. To be eligible for the accolade, the student must maintain a GPA exceeding 3.50 on a 4.0 scale, while also participating in a requisite percentage of games. In April 2024, Clark was honored as the 2023-24 Academic All-America Team Member of the Year, achieving a GPA of 3.64. She had previously secured the award the year before, rendering her the 7th athlete to attain this distinction in consecutive seasons. While her mother may have expressed a preference for her academic successes, Clark herself acknowledged that every accolade holds significance. "They're all impressive, but it doesn't really matter," she commented. "It kind of just accompanies the enjoyment." However, the WNBA player emphasized that she found the Time feature on her to be particularly noteworthy. I believe being named Time Athlete of the Year was remarkable, especially considering the impressive list of athletes honored before me, many of whom I looked up to during my childhood, Clark noted, indicating that LeBron James was the only other basketball player to receive this honor. They haven't featured many females on the cover, so this is particularly significant for women's sports, she further stated. In addition to the recognition from Time, the Indiana Fever athlete was also designated as the Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press at the conclusion of December 2024. A collective of 74 sports journalists from the Associated Press and its affiliates cast votes for the award. Clark garnered 35 votes, while Olympic gymnast Simone Biles came in second with 25 votes, and boxer Emaine Califf received 4 votes, placing third. I grew up admiring Candace Parker and the individuals who preceded me, and receiving this honor is incredibly meaningful. I am truly grateful, Clark remarked to the publication after her victory. This has been a remarkable year for women's basketball and women's sports. According to Caitlin Clark, the progression from being the #1 selection in the 2024 WNBA draft to earning the title of 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year was not as seamless as it appeared. In a discussion with Jason and Travis Kelce on the New Heights podcast, the 22-year-old basketball athlete had a unique chance to convey her rookie year challenges to individuals who comprehended the distinct pressures she faced with the Indiana Fever. Clark was selected by the Fever just 8 days following her record-setting NCAA career at Iowa, which concluded with a defeat in the 2024 NCAA championship game, affording her little time to adjust to a new array of responsibilities. Clark's adaptation in Indiana took time, as the team started the 2024 WNBA season with a record of 1-8 in the initial month. She began her career with 10 turnovers during her inaugural game, and her shooting percentage in May, which was 37.7%, significantly lagged behind her overall rookie season average of 41.7%. She was thrust into a demanding environment, facing intense attention, as the Fever played 36 of their 40 games on national broadcasts. Her error-prone debut became the most viewed WNBA game in 23 years, which added to the pressure she felt. In my situation, and certainly yours as well, you are already held in high regard, Clark stated on Thursday's podcast episode, drawing parallels with the hosts. People expect you to embody something or someone. It is challenging. You are attempting to establish your footing while not overextending yourself. Clark found understanding from the Kelce brothers, who experienced a similar surge in fame following Travis's relationship with one of the most prominent celebrities globally, Taylor Swift. They transitioned from NFL players recognized for their contributions to the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs to figures of a newly expanded global audience. Swift's fandom aided in the growth of the Kelce's podcast and propelled both into television hosting opportunities. Consequently, they also observed the pressures associated with their public persona that Clark articulated.